What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about shadowboxing. So once we've gone through and learned all the correct ways to execute our boxing techniques, shadowboxing is a great way to practice those techniques together in context. So offense, defense, footwork, we're going to practice them all together with something that we call shadowboxing. Shadowboxing is basically an imaginary fight you're getting into with somebody that's trying to fight you back. So it's not only a great opportunity for you to practice your punches and combinations, it's also a good way to practice your defensive reactions and selecting the appropriate defensive response to your opponent's punches. But how do we shadowbox? The way I like to do it is I try to imagine an actual fight or an actual sparring match. If you've never done it before, it basically goes like this. When you start a sparring match, you're going to be starting at a distance from your opponent, okay? So the first thing I want to do is I want to get into the correct range. Remember, we've got long range, we've got mid range, and we've got close range, okay? So I want to start in long range. So I'm going to use my feet in my fight sense. I'm going to use my feet to walk myself or move myself into the first range, which is long range. In long range, I know that my techniques that are available to me are my jabs and my crosses, okay? That's also the techniques that are available to my opponent. So I'm going to drill the appropriate defensive responses in this range. So I've got my jabs and my crosses, and then I've got my high guard to defend against my opponent's jabs and crosses, and I've got my shoulder blocks, and I've got my leans and step backs, okay? So I've also got my slips if I want to use those as well. So they are the techniques that I will be using if I'm playing out in long range. So here, boom, slip, lean, stepping back into my opponent's range. So just think of it in context of a real sort of sparring competition or a boxing match. I want to use my feet, I want to close the distance into long range, and then I want to use the punches that are available to me in those ranges, and I also want to utilize the defensive maneuvers or the defensive techniques that's going to keep me safe in those ranges. Once I'm good there, I can start to build up my combinations, my punches together in tandem with my defensive reactions. Then I can next move into the next range. So I move into mid-range and then use those punches that are available to me there, as well as the defensive maneuvers that I'm going to need to use against an opponent that's standing with me in mid-range, okay? So once again, practicing the punches that are available to me in those ranges and the defensive maneuvers that I need to utilize with an opponent that's standing in the same range. Once I've done there, I can start to move into close range, do all the same things, but basically I've got to remember I'm visualizing an opponent that's trying to fight me back, okay? So really trying to pick somebody in your mind, pick a fighter, pick, I don't know, whatever fighter you want, but choose somebody and then actually see them in front of you and get them to react to what you're doing, and you actually react to what they're doing as well. So I think that's one of the most effective tools. Shadowboxing is one of the most effective tools that you could utilize with very little resources. All you need is a bit of space and a little bit of, I guess, visualization, and you can get a pretty good workout out of it, depending on how intense you want to do it, or you can just start nice and slow and refine your techniques in context with each other. Okay, guys? Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. We've got hundreds of more videos like this one in our online course, so make sure you hit the link below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you love this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so that you'll get a notification every time we drop a video. Cheers, guys.